Welcome back. So, the last video, a travesty, a spad. We totally cocked it up. So I thought, what better way to make sure that we can cock it up again by putting ourselves in the middle of London with a Class 66 and a significant freight train behind us. So again, I've used some incredible deductive powers and just basically picked 4L, no sorry, not 4L55, 6094, a 29-minute service. Maybe enough to have a sandwich with over your lunch break. But let's go and have a look at the offerings of London. So have got some mods enabled within this. So I believe it's Bescott's mods. So thank you for uploading those onto the Train Sim community. And we'll go light clouds just because I don't want loads of rain. But let's get started. So, here we are. We're going to drive this freight train from Ripple Lane to Gospel Oak. 2,979 tonnes and a 445-yard train. Let's get started. So, where do we start? So, train length, 445, what do we do? We multiply that by 3. So, let's we'll round that up to and call that 1,300 foot train length. So how do we do this? Press 1, enter to edit, put in our 1,300, enter to save. So that should enable us to be able to enjoy the train nav counter. So if I recollect correctly, we have a train length button here, a double tap on it when we pass a signal or a speed board, and then we'll know we're good to go. So we'll put the AWS fuse on, put our day running lights on. What have we got up here? So marker left, marker centre, marker right. Okay, we are good to go. So let's have a look at what we are participating in. So we've got GB Rail Freight livery, Whitemoor. So for those that don't know, Whitemoor used to be one of the largest marshalling yards in the UK, based in Cambridgeshire, and I believe it now has a recycling facility, I believe, operated by Network Rail, and serves the so the line which serves Whitemoor goes over to Ely and to Cambridge, or it goes over towards Peterborough and joins the East Coast main line, but equally travels across country to places of wonder that many people will know far better than me. So I'm just having a look around because obviously I said I'd put some mods and enhancement packs on, and obviously one of these is a trains pack, but I believe there was some branding floating around as well. So we've got 12 miles to go, 28 minutes to do it, a green signal. Let's see if we can put a reverser in first and get the train moving. It says our AWS warning. So I've just seen something float past in the corner over yonder. So there we go. I think that's off to, it's a new station, isn't it? I can't think of the name of it. So let's get the revs built up on this and get this one moving. I bet I've still got the brakes on, haven't I? Yeah, there we go. I've still got some... So for those that haven't used a Class 66 before, if you can't get it moving, brake pipe at 5 and bogies need to be at 0 bar, and then happy days, you shall begin moving your 2,900 feet ton train. So let's double tap. So we've got our beep, and here we go. The counter is going down. So in theory, Once that hits 0, the end of the train has passed the point where we press the button. Job's a good one, off we go. No biscuits with drivers or station managers. So let's get this cranked up a little bit. Now, one of the interesting things that I always find with the 66 is the amps always seem a little bit jumpy at times. It's like they'll go up to like 5,000, and then occasionally you just seem to lose all amps. So I don't know if that's just a simulgraph thing. But here we go. Here comes Whitemoor. So counters reset, so obviously we've gone past. We have a speed limit of 15 miles per hour. Lovely shimmering of the sun, I guess, reflections. Green signal ahead. So let's just enjoy the scenery. So what is everybody's favourite train? Pop it in the comments. It'd be good to know what people's favourite trains are, favourite routes. Who knows, I may use yours next. Speed board has changed to 50 miles per hour, so we'll begin to throttle up. $11 miles to go. Now for the vigilant of you, you'll see we're not really speeding up. So that to me is indicative of more power. There we go, we've gained 1 mile per hour. Let's keep going. 2 miles per hour. We are rocking and we are rolling. I'm trying to keep away from notch 8 because notch 8 seems to be the one where it goes a little bit jumpy. Let's try it. Should we have a quick flyby? There we go, moving. So I think we should be coming up to a station shortly. Don't ask what one, genuinely no idea. If you know it before I do, pop it in the comments. Educate me. There's that thing with the amps. Now, so who knows what causes that? Because that's just sat on notch 8 and it's almost like it's overloaded itself and just, you know, totally let go. So we'll ease it back a little bit because we're going to be coming up to a new speed restriction of 45 miles per hour soon. So let's just wind it down slightly. A slight gradient uphill, but we're signal to proceed. So how long have people been playing Train Sim World 5? Share your experiences. I'm keen to know. The thing that brought me into the game was partly pandemic, which thankfully is dissipating into a long distant memory, but also as a child I was fortunate enough to have some cheeky drives in a Gronk. So yeah, it kind of reignited the interest. I've actually paid zero attention to where we've just passed through, so for those that did put it in the comments where we've just been, thank you, because I did not. So we've got a bit of a gradient here, so let's just try and get this moving uphill. I have some memories of playing Sherman Hill, and there was always this one of the grain services, I think it was a 13,000 ton train, and trying to take it up Sherman Hill, there was a couple of times where I thought it was me to begin with, but then I just realised it was an incompletable service, in so much as you would get up the hill and then just stop, and there was no recovery, there was no sitting it on the independent brake and slowly powering it up and using the sander. It just didn't have the power to move it forward. So here we go, moving through one of the residential areas. Station is coming. Again, no idea what one it is. Although, before everyone starts telling me off, we are speeding. And we have got a 30 reduction board there, so we need not to be speeding, so let's try and remove 15 miles per hour. Class 710 there, running its commuter duties. So 37 miles per hour, we're slowly scrubbing the speed down. There we go, and we'll get the brake pipe back up to 5 bar, bogies back down to 0. Now if I remember, let's hit this train length button as we pass the 30 board. I can't read that sign sideways. Here's our 30 board. (811 feet), so that should mean we're still running through the platform, or about to. Here we go. So just as the end of the train hits that 30 board right next to the signal, 140 feet, so yeah, I think 1300 feet weren't a bad guess. So let's just start increasing the power. Back into a 45 mile an hour zone at the moment, but we are going to drop, as you can see here on the left, down into a 40. Now this is, see here, we've got caught out on a bridge, so we're 1.6% gradient and not doing too great at the minute. So let's just power it up again. So we'll see if those, I guess that's killer amps. We'll see if that goes a bit crazy in a minute. 45 mile an hour line speed coming up. Residential areas. So let's have another flyby now. Normally what I like with the 8 camera is you end up behind a tree, so let's see. Not in this instance. There we go. Imagine living there and having something like that trickle past every couple of hours. 3,000 tonnes of aggregate thundering across a viaduct. It's picking up speed though, 23 mile an hour. Where's this? This is Wanstead Park. We are motoring. Or training. Is it training or motoring? Who knows? So, again, if you've got this far, if you sat there and it's Sunday and you're eating your dinner and you've made it as far as Wanstead Park, then I'd really appreciate, you know, just hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. It's like I say, it's a new venture, and it's good to know. It's good to know actually that if people do hit the like button or the follow button, the subscribe button, it is just a nice bit of intrinsic recognition that actually I've kept you entertained for 10 minutes, 10 seconds even. So yeah, we've got that challenge with the ammeter again, but we are nearing 37 miles per hour. And we are going to come up to a 40 zone soon, so let's not get too adventurous as we traverse our way through central London, or North London, I believe this is. .8 miles left to go. Chew slower, enjoy your food. Let your taste buds save you as you watch the London landscape drift by. Another station here, 40. What's this one? I can't read the board sideways. I have no idea. What's the routes that people are playing most? What's the flavour of the day? I did quite enjoy Bernina line, and that was just a really nice, relaxing, scenic one to use. Not massive variety in the service patterns, not massive variety in the gameplay, I didn't think. I think there's a little bit of freight that you dragged up behind some of the tourist, you know, sort of passenger cars. But yeah, I think coming down the valley and then the sort of corkscrew bridge was quite nice. It was nice as you sort of came through the weather as well. But I think what ruined it for me was when I tried the snow on it, and I think that's one thing where I hope it develops further, is just that snow experience. I mean, the kickback along the side of the trains is nice, some of the deeper snow is nice, but at times it can just be a bit, you know, uniform in its look. I'll try to slow this down a little bit. There we go, we're back on track. After the catastrophe the other day with the SPAD on the West Coast Main Line, it was like ending the video on a cliffhanger. So I am trying to focus today and to provide a complete journey. Now, I'm guessing the line's obviously curving round, because when you look, 5.7 miles is in the middle of a housing estate. That's good to see. So let's go and have a look at that. That's one of the big things that really makes a difference. Even though it's just a few people standing around and not really doing much, it's quite cool though, isn't it? I think one of my biggest critiques are ignore the speedo, just pretend you can't see it for a moment. Yeah, I really like seeing people outside of stations. It makes a significant difference to the experience, and certainly in a urban environment like London, it gives the impression of going through a city environment. Just coasting through. Different track bed here. I guess that's concrete. Got a warning for slippery leaves on the line coming up. Barking. That was the station at the beginning, wasn't it? Where the 710 was going over, because we're heading out towards Gospel Oak. So, guessing the sun's behind us. So let's have another flyby. Look at that. That does look nice. Just that reflection on the water there. As we snake our way across the city. Bit of a skyline there in the background. It's good to see. There it goes. 20 miles. I've done it again. This is why you shouldn't do flybys or anything like that. Like literally never ever leave your seat, because we've just massively been speeding now. I mean, it doesn't matter now because we're back in a 45, but lesson to be learned, just stay in your seat. Don't meddle. Don't touch your phone. Don't pick that coffee up. If you're eating your sandwich while you're watching this, that's fine. But yeah, just don't mess around. So that's obviously one of our main lines. I wonder, do you reckon that would be the West Coast? Or the what's the other one? MML? Midlands, is it? It's not going to be East Coast because we're too far across. Right, we're back in a 45 zone, so we're coming up to a 40. So I'm not going to go too crazy. Guess that's a neutral section, perhaps. Or we've just come out of one. I didn't see a sign before. .9 miles left to go. A leisurely stroll. Take about an hour and 10 minutes for the average human at that pace. Unless you've got long legs, in case you might do it in an hour and 5. I think these must be neutral sections. I'm sure they're neutral boards. Right, here we go, back into a 40. So we can ease it up a little bit. So we're converging back onto another line. Into a 30 now. That's alright, we're on pace. What's people's thoughts on the Class 66? Too much? Too little? Here's another main line because I've just seen the line going up. Now is that the East Coast main line? Maybe I've got my bearings wrong. No, I don't think that is. I'm pretty sure if you sit here long enough, you do see trains pass over these. So we've got a yellow there, so does that suggest that something's coming down the line? We've got 710 there. Let's just have a quick look on the map. There's nothing showing on there. Ah, there wasn't there? There was a 710 running along there then. Anyway, let's speed up. 30 miles an hour, 0.8% gradient. Toot toot, let's go. Hopefully there was someone there, sat in a house, that got to appreciate the noise of a 66 blaring its horn at inappropriate time. 8:58 in the morning. We need to increase more power. You know, and nothing's happening. It's 23. Still 20. Right, more. Notch 8. Can we outperform gravity? Right, I can see movement. We might hit 24 by tomorrow. We've got 24. It's like a slow auction watching this go up. The evolution of birds has happened quicker than this. Here we go, 25. 25, 2.6 miles left to go. What looks like tank traps on the side of the road, which aren't. I'm guessing there was a platform on it, or going on it, or been on it. Here we go, many, many people. And an open defibrillator, which is a health and safety issue. Though with it being London, it's probably been stolen. Someone did not see it, say it, sort it. Here we go, let's keep pushing. 26, 1% gradient, uphill. I'm quite surprised, actually, this time in the morning, I've not seen many AI trains going the other way into the centre of the city. I'd have thought it'd have been heaving. Will we get 29 mile per hour before the green? I am certain we will not. Will we even get 28? We're at full power. Class 66 is earning its money today. You can see why they've got a hob over here now, can't you? So people can make a bacon sandwich or something while they're waiting for it to speed up. 28. Happy days. 2 miles left in this adventure. We're only going to do the one route tonight because I think 26 minutes, if you made it this far, hat tip to you, fair play, thank you very much. Drop me a like, drop me a subscribe, come back, we'll do it again. And I'll try and do the occasional different video because I can't sit on this all the time. You might have noticed I'll have a dabble on some others. Assetto Corsa, we're keeping an eye on the early access on that. Indiana Jones, I might even pop that back in at some point. Oh, we're speeding again now, we've crested. Right, we're going to have a problem. Gravity is beating us. Oh no, there we go. The brakes have kicked in. 1.6 miles left to go. .6 miles to the average male is like walking from London to John O'Groats and back. I would think that. As an amateur 66 driver, you can see there that I dramatically scrubbed speed in a frantic attempt not to be too over the limit, but in doing so we're now burning more and more fuel to get back up to a reasonable trajectory. Although we've only got 1.3 miles left, so we might be on time. We're booked in for 8:58. 2 minutes, it's not going to happen, is it? We're going to be late. Let's get this cranked up again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this freight service of aggregates is not, I repeat, not arriving on time. Two minutes. The clock ticks down. 110 seconds approximately left to complete this journey. And that includes slowing down, because it's not going to surprise me if we're slowing down in front of a red. There we go, class 710. We're moving. Minute and a half left. We might. Yeah, it's going to be tight. I don't want to get too adventurous with the throttle because I can see a red signal and we're going to end up spadding like we did yesterday. There we go. Thank you very much, Epic Games, or whatever that was. That was an achievement, 20 XP. Who gives? Who cares? I don't. That's a distraction. Does anyone know how to turn them off? Pop it in the comments if you know how to turn that off, because I've seen it a few times now and it annoys the hell out of me. Right, we better start. Do you know what? We're going to be close. Right, there we go. There's the AWS kicking in, single yellow. So yeah, next signal is going to be a red. We need to. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around on the brakes with this because this was how we cocked up yesterday. Now, with the time this is going to take to get the air out of the bogies, we're going to stop too early. I can tell you that. So let's just. There's a class 66 driver somewhere thinking, what an absolute tool. He's just jammed the brakes on, and whilst the brakes are releasing, he's straight in notch 8 trying to drag the thing up to speed again. This is why I'm not a train driver. I'm like an armchair train driver, like these internet sleuths. Just do it from home. And out of the tunnel, a class 66 was born. Oh, I better hang on a second. We better be slowing down again. I think if we could just tick along. We're not. Yeah, we're late. So let's just try and. Is this going to be one of these ones where the stop marker, you literally have to zero it on the signal, and it's uphill. So I've got to keep it moving. It's like a test. It's like having another test at the end of an exam. Right, 10 mile an hour. It is, isn't it? Look at that. Why do they do that? I mean, it does make it interesting, but I feel like I've got to concentrate now. Right, I think we might be alright. Let's focus. 31 yards. And the thing is, you have to stop on them. Look, look, look. Oh, that was close. So we are almost at the end. We're waiting for a moment. So if you've made it this far, again, I don't take your time flippantly. Thank you. Hopefully it's not been too annoying listening to me bleater on as you're trying to enjoy your dinner and watching something. And yeah, if you haven't bought this route, give it a go. It's a nice little route, and you know, it's just a nice chilled one to have a run through. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.